Hello.
What's good, people of the internet? I'm here with Mr. Jack Devlin, and today we're going to be talking about a hot take that recently I was made aware of, and I thought would be a great segment on this show. Hot takes.
That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. Today we're going to be talking about the Goonies and why it sucks. This surprised me because I never met anyone who thought that the Goonies was a piece of shit.
Well, those are some big words.
Is that too strong?
That's too strong.
Okay.
I'd say, yeah.
Well, so let's got this lovely copy of The Goonies on Steelbook Blu-ray. We watch movies physically, you know. We're not really streaming type boys, unless of course we have to stream. We each have collections. I'll probably cut to a video of my collection, maybe Jack's collection, if he's feeling a little indulgent. Maybe we'll do that too.
You know me.
Run us down. What is your history with the Goonies? Why is it Watch Mojo secretly bad?
Yes, it falls on the top 10 most disappointing rewatches.
Top 10 most disappointing rewatches. So you'd seen it before.
The first time I had seen it was actually when I was probably 21 years old. So not a young person. Kind of, you might say, missed the train when I was a little younger.
Oh, yeah.
For seeing this movie.
Oh, I totally get that.
Yeah, and the first time...
this is one of those movies like, maybe this is extreme, but like, you know that Pink Panther movie with Steve Martin? Like, if you didn't see it as a child...
Yeah.
I doubt there's any way you can like this movie at all.
Probably not a shred of humor in that movie if it's not nostalgia based.
Oh my god, no, it's hardcore cringe the whole time.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy a hamburger.
I would like to buy the burger.
I would like.
So I saw this movie for the first time, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's like a fun little adventure movie. And then, like a few weeks ago, it just was kind of like playing on TV, and like I rewatched it again, and I was just like, wow, yeah, it just like it does nothing for me.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And so why is that?
It's I think my hot take on this movie is I think it is just one of those movies where if you didn't see it as a kid, or if you're not still into these types of movies, like these like really fun kid swashbuckling adventure movies, then like it doesn't work. It just like doesn't work.
It served its purpose as a child, but beyond that, it's nothing.
Now we're not in the 80s, and of course there's the 80s like nostalgia boom right now.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, and like all these shows have like an 80s aesthetic, and this is very like quintessentially 80s.
Yeah.
I understand the love for the movie.
No, of course. It's that era of, I mean, it was produced by Steven Spielberg, directed by Richard Donner, who made Superman, the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. Very interesting movie.
Very unique.
Yeah,
It's
it feels
people.
It feels like it should have been made by Spielberg. I'm not sure about the history on this. Maybe we'll
like a Toby Hooper poltergeist
situation where he ghost made the film.
Honestly,
What's up, guys? So after doing some top secret print-only peer-reviewed research, our team unearthed this buried quote from Sean Astin. I'll let you guys decide what it means.
But I do know that Richard Donner worked with John Williams on Superman, and I'm inclined to believe he probably would have worked on the Goonies as well, because it is like an E.T. style type adventure, and they had a relationship. But they did not. Nonetheless, I'd say for me, when I revisited this movie, the score was one of the things that like still works. There's the great opening number when they escape from the prison. Really exciting and swashbuckling, and it sets the tone perfectly. It's actually on my workout playlist, which is
that's good. That's good.
Not ashamed to admit that. I listen to the Goonies when I'm pumping iron. Yeah, interesting movie that it wasn't made by Spielberg, but that it feels so Spielberg.
Feels like similar to like a kind of like a Gremlins type thing.
Sure.
Where you're like, this feels so either Spielberg inspired or like Spielberg like assisted or.
But it's like interesting because my gripes with the movie, and I mean I rewatched it and I was like, this does not do the same thing for me as it did when I was a kid. Because as a child, I was so obsessed with this movie. It was like the biggest thing ever for me. I remember I was in Greece with my family in 2008. The second we were there, we're on a boat and we were like traveling to the different islands, and it was beautiful. And I honestly remember like none of it because I was 10. I do remember my uncle and aunt had a portable DVD player, and I begged them so much to watch the Goonies on this portable DVD player, and I watched it 3 times
Was
over
it
the
one of
course
the
of
ones
a week.
with like just the little screen?
Just the screen.
Yeah,
The screen was like
I had
this
one of
big,
those.
and I would just like sit in the corner of the room and just be perfectly content watching the Goonies. It saddens me going back to this movie.
Yeah.
Because
I can feel that.
the urge to watch the Goonies for me is pretty strong.
Sure. Yeah.
It's pretty powerful. The mood to watch it is like you're thinking about it, you're anticipating it. I haven't seen the Goonies in so long, let's go watch it. And I think about it in my head, I'm like, boy, this movie's great. And I'm like reflecting on like what happens in the movie, put on the movie, and then by the time it's over, I'm like, it's okay.
Like,
it's fine.
Yeah, all these things happen. It's just not the same.
It's not the same because the feeling isn't the same. Because in my head, the feeling is the exact same it was when I was a kid. This movie like aims for Spielberg, but it's missing something so huge, I think.
Yeah, I think that's.
Which is like the empathy more.
Yeah, maybe. What's the guy's name with the superhero shirt?
Oh God, Sloth.
Like I mean, you've got that and like his thing with like
Chunk,
and then the parents at the end, but yeah, it feels like forced. But I don't know. It just doesn't. Maybe just because it all wraps up so nicely. I don't know. Because it's like, oh, we got all the jewels. And although I do like the image of like the ship just kind of like sailing itself away.
Yeah.
Like that's hilarious.
That is cool.
Like it's goofy.
The biggest thing for me upon rewatch, where I was like, this is horrible, and I don't know why it's still in the movie. So there's a lot of like slapstick jokes with the robbers because they don't want to make the robbers too scary, except for the scene when they put his hand in a blender, like when it's
they
like
don't actually do it,
really menacing, and it's like, but that scene's funny, so like the tone is like so bizarre
because he's like crying and he's like, it's like you're like, whoa, this is
What
real.
the fuck is happening? But then when the the Fratellis are like fighting each other in, there's like the doing,
and it's just like slapping them around.
He's like,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
I was honestly like, this is so cringe. I was like, how dare? It's like so stupid and it's so kiddie.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the movie to be more like E.T. kind of, like kid movie focused, but it's like it can work for adults too. And at that point, the movie just lost me.
Yeah, you've crossed the line from like movie with kids in an adventure to kids movie.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I think.
And the kids are hilarious. The kids are so crude.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's like funny.
And that's the thing I appreciate about the new It movie. Although I hate the new It movie. I like the kids because the kids are like making sex jokes all the time, and you're like, this feels real. Stranger Things, like no one's making sex jokes.
Not as
the kids.
much.
Which is, I mean, maybe they're a little bit younger, but it just feels so sterile to me. And the kids in the Goonies are like bullying each other, and
because it's like
the truffle shuffle is like, can you imagine having to do that as a kid? Like scar you for life. So I appreciate how violent and
just like
mean the kids are. Yeah, they feel like real kids.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, does it deserve to be a classic? Does it deserve to be like?
It's like the staple of 80s
it is
adventure movies.
And they're like,
oh, we're gonna make a movie. Like the Goonies. It'd be really fun.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just several elements that are just lacking for me.
Yeah, it's one of those maybe that you have this great idea of it in your head, and maybe if you don't rewatch it, then you just have all these. When you do make a movie, you're like, oh, I want to make it like the Goonies, and you don't have to go back and rewatch the Goonies, but you understand, the idea.
You got the kids on the bicycles. You got the kids. I was gonna say parents divorced because that's always Spielberg, but that's not the case in this one.
They're just kind of
the parents love each other.
That's
what sucks about the Goonies.
Maybe that's the missing piece.
This is it.
They need to be apart.
Everyone loves each other in the Goonies, and that's the reason why it doesn't work.
No strife in the family.
No strife.
We're live uncovering the secrets.
The secrets
right now.
This is what's lacking in the Goonies, and there've been rumors for years about Goonies 2.
Of course,
you've heard these.
Yeah.
And which I think is so dumb because the Goonies isn't like, it's not like Indiana Jones, where he's an archaeologist and he's like a teacher and he goes off and he collects artifacts and he fights Nazis and stuff like that. Like that's his occupation, that's his job. The Goonies is just kids who want to stay in their hometown and need money to stay in their hometown. So like
they just happen to find all.
It's actually a
Capitalist nightmare.
They have to go on this adventure.
Yeah.
Because they're kids and they're like, boy, this would be so much fun, and they're just longing for like one last fun weekend together, which I appreciate. I think the setup and the whole plot of the movie is kind of sweet. Them trying to stay in their hometown because they love their friends and all that.
Yeah,
it's very
they don't
sweet.
Want to leave.
They don't want to grow up, kind of thing, and I really like that.
Yeah.
They're just regular people, so it's like
like
Goonies
now,
2, like
in their
Sean Astin's 50.
Yeah, in their 50s. Yeah.
Dude's gonna like go off and.
What could they
the
be
Coast
doing,
Guard recovers like Pirate Willie's old ship, and it's like
I gotta get the gang back together, like, stuff like that. Yeah.
There's no point. It's like it'd be funny if they did Goonies 2, and it was him, his wife, and like everyone still lives in the same town. They all got kids. It's just like a family drama.
Like they're just struggling over paying bills.
Literally just a normal family.
Yeah.
And he's got like
back pain.
He's like his father is dying.
Ooh.
And he's got to like run the family museum all on his own, or like I don't know. At me, Richard Donner, who's probably dead.
I think he has to be. Yeah.
Turns out, no.
At me, Spielberg. And I'll write
guy.
Goonies 2. A depressing nightmare. Never say die. Again.
There it is.
Shall we ask Dylan what his thoughts on the Goonies are?
Get flying, Dylan.
Let's fly in, Dylan.
We're gonna have.
Oh my god, guys, this is insane. He's literally right here. Oh my god. Dylan, what are your thoughts on the Goonies?
I mean, it's alright. I just don't really care for it that much.
Can you believe that? What a fucking loser!